You know, Marvel has a lot of really tragic mutant stories, but one that not a lot of people talk about is the story of Tarkin Bordeaux, the boy who was used by the mob as a walking drug factory. So let's talk about him. Tarkin Bordeaux, or as he's better known as Toadboy, first appears in District X number 2, and in that issue, a mob boss is trying to get his hands on a new drug that's been circulating on the streets of Mutant Town. The mob boss, who goes by the name Mr. Kaufman, wanted to get his hands on this new drug that's been going around, so he brings in this low-level dealer by the name of Jazz, whose only mutant power is he has blue skin, and he convinces him to tell him all about the Toad Juice. Jazz tells Mr. Kaufman all about Toadboy, how when Toadboy was born, his dad took one look at him and immediately walked out on the family. The kid's mom stuck around, loved him like a son, but she refused to let Toadboy leave the house, so he just stayed on the couch and watched TV all day. Over time, Toadboy just gets uglier and uglier, and he just refuses to do anything but sit on the couch, and one day his mama just snaps. Toadboy's mom starts to beat and scream at him, saying that he ruined her life and she wishes he was never born. Toadboy starts to cry and his mom starts to feel so guilty that she starts to kiss away his tears, but when she does, Jazz says that it's like wham blam, beam me up Scotty. She's just straight flying at this point. Jazz says that Toadboy's mom just eventually stopped going to work. She stopped cleaning, she stopped buying food, and she just sat on the couch next to Toadboy getting high by licking her son. It all got so bad that some loan sharks started to try to find Toadboy's mom to collect some money, but whenever they broke into the apartment, they found Toadboy's mom just licking his skin. The two loan sharks then tell their boss, who forces one of his soldiers to lick Toadboy to see if the drug is really effective, and it says that the goon was really impressed. Jazz then says that compared to Toad Juice, acid is flaccid, crack is whack. So Toad Juice is the best drug on the market at this point. The boss of the debt collectors decides to write off the mom's debt. They take Toadboy and his mom to go with them to like a little drug factory, and they start making a drug out of Toadboy's secretions. They discover that Toadboy can make this drug out of any of his secretions: sweat, blood, tears, spit. So constantly throughout the day, they're just swabbing this drug off of Toadboy. Mr. Kaufman, the mob leader, is going to try to break into the lab to kidnap Toadboy because he wants to use this drug for himself. Mr. Kaufman ends up taking Toadboy, and on the way out of the building, they discover Toadboy's mom locked away inside of this cell. Toadboy's mom asks, "Is it time for my visit?" And whenever she sees her son, she's going to run up and give him a big hug. But we see the only thing that she wanted was to get the drug straight from the source, and she just starts licking at Toadboy's skin. We then see Toadboy at Mr. Kaufman's facility on an exercise bike, and Mr. Kaufman is trying to get him to sweat as much as he possibly can. We then see during one of the experiments that this man, Mr. M, is going to break into the lab and he's going to rescue Toadboy. They're going to try to rescue Toadboy's mom, but she's going to refuse to leave. This is the best she's been treated in years, and she thinks Mr. M is just after her son's honey or drug. To prove her wrong, Mr. M removes Tarkin's mutation and turns him into a normal boy. But Tarkin's mom is going to freak out. She's not going to want to leave the facility, and she's going to blame Mr. M for ruining the good thing that she had. She's going to be screaming that this isn't her son and that she wants her Toadboy back. As Mr. Kaufman comes up wondering what happened with Toadboy, and Toadboy's mom just says, "Toadboy? There isn't any more Toadboy. Toadboy's gone." And that was the last that we see of Toadboy. Now he's just a normal kid living with an extremely drug-addicted mother, basically living on the streets. They have nowhere to go. We really never see Tarkin Bordeaux again, so that's the end of his story, but let me know in the comments. What did y'all think about the story of Tarkin Bordeaux, also known as Toadboy? And if you like this video, follow if you want to see more.